The Land Cruiser can't stop getting leaked at this point. It's in production. Well, in theory. Honda is going fully EV in the near future. We're going to talk in depth about that today. And lastly, Toyota are making internal combustion engines running off hydrogen. A lot of stuff to talk about. Grab your snacks and drinks, buckle in, and let's go. Now we're over at Land Cruiser Updates, guys. Make sure you go over and follow them. They always send things over to me before, sometimes they even post it on their own site. So definitely go check them out. They're very helpful. Tons of Land Cruiser leaks, guys. We talked about these yesterday, these leaks right here. We went over them and they're exciting. But what we got today was massively higher resolution. So here's the front end of the Land Cruiser in, I would say, acceptable detail now. And it's pretty cool looking. The more I see it, the more I think like Star Wars Stormtrooper. Like, check out this video. Does this not remind you of like the Empire Strikes Back? You know, all the clones, the Stormtroopers lining up, ready to go to battle. That's how I see the lining up of the Land Cruisers. And they're mostly all white. You can see, I think, one black painted up, one in the back. It kind of reminds me of like the special ops Stormtroopers that were dressed in black. So it's pretty cool how this is lining up. But yeah, guys, we know what it looks like. Check out the back. The back is so plain. It's very boxy, and it kind of reminds me a little bit of like a Honda Pilot. And that's probably not a good thing. But it's fine. I'm never going to see this vehicle here in the United States, at least not for the next 25 years until it can be imported, unless Toyota changes their mind and starts bringing it here stateside. So this badge here, I'm going to talk about that just for a little bit. That is, I think, the VXR, which is the same thing as the top of the line or near top of the line trim. It is going to the Middle East. So that's why I think you can see a little, the high shininess wheels. I call them chrome, but they're just high polished visibility wheels. I think that's what's on this one. And this one looks like to be the more 18-inch like standard wheels on a lower grade. And that is very similar to the ZX grade that we talked about yesterday. We haven't seen any GR Sport cladded models yet. So like the design up front, I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna grow on me. I think it's quite aggressive, quite minimal at the same time, as crazy as that might sound, but it looks really good. The back though is just like completely void of any styling, and it's just a large hatch. No longer do we have the tailgate split hatch, which is unfortunate. And it looks like they tried to put a line here. If you guys can see the line right underneath the tail lights, Toyota put a line there to kind of simulate, or maybe an homage to the split tailgate, but unfortunately it's no longer there. And yeah, we just have a large lift back. Now, Land Cruiser Updates also mentioned that this vehicle could be introduced at late April, early May. Apparently that's like a special time of the year, like the Golden Week or something. I'm not Japanese, I don't know, but I'm just kind of relaying what I've heard, so take it with a grain of salt. But it could be being announced the last week of May, the last week of April, the first week of May, for the new Land Cruiser. Again, we're not going to get it here in the United States. We're going to get the LX 600 variant, which is, you know, obviously it's a Lexus. So make sure to smash the like button and subscribe for more Land Cruiser updates, because they're going to keep coming in the coming days. We have more things to talk about, guys. This is a big one. Summary of Honda Global CEO inaugural press conference, April 23rd in Japan, and we got a lot of information here. So they want to be carbon neutral by 2050. They want to use vehicles that are 100% recycled. If you look here, Honda is pursuing research on material recycling and will take on the challenge of developing products made from 100% sustainable materials. I think that's excellent. And then I love this diagram right here because it shows their philosophy going forward in terms of energy, essentially, and their vehicles in the future. And not just their vehicles. Expanded use of MPPs, which is their mobile power pack. You can see that right here. So there's going to be charging stations. How I see this is you're going to have kiosks for Honda battery packs, but it's not just Honda. You got to remember, Honda is also teaming up with Yamaha, Suzuki, Kawasaki, Vespa, KTM. There's probably someone else I'm missing in there. 4 mass-produced and universal battery packs that are rechargeable. So I see them as like propane stations here in the United States. You can swap out your propane tanks and just, grab and go, quick filling, and they're just plug and play batteries, and it's extremely smart. Can't wait to actually see it on the streets, in the stores, these mobile power packs. So it all flows from renewable energy. Well, in theory, as we get further down the road, we'll have more and more renewable energy. But the electricity either goes into the batteries, right, from the grid, or it goes into producing hydrogen for fuel cell vehicles as well. So Honda is going heavy in fuel cells. They want to use it for boats, commercial vehicles. Now this was shocking to me, absolutely shocking. Honda will strive to increase the ratio of battery electric vehicles and fuel cell vehicles with an overall unit of sales in all major markets of electrification combined to 40% by 2030. That is very aggressive for a Japanese automaker to say, hey, 40% of our vehicles are going to be battery electric and fuel cell. That's pretty impressive. Now I know you might be saying, well, Cadillac, Volvo, etc., Jaguar, they're all going to be fully electric, but those are premium brands. You got to remember, Honda makes the vast majority of their money, it seems like, through motorbikes. Like, they're extremely profitable there. That's why they really want to get this mobile power pack thing rolling, because they need to find a sustainable way for their motorbike business to succeed. So that's how they're going to do it. 2040 EV. Now that's not hybrid. That's straight up battery electric and fuel cell vehicles, 100% by 2040. That, I know that it seems a far away, but guys, it's going to go like that. Hopefully you're subscribed on the channel, because I can't wait to see you guys in 19 years when Honda is 100% electric. That's so weird. So weird. Guys, what happened? Is VTEC gonna die? Is VTEC dead? Is VTEC on its last ropes? All right, North American market, that is important for me. They will strive for EV fuel cell vehicle unit sales of 40% by 2030, 80% by 2035, and 100% by 2040. So just like this graph here, leveraging the alliance with General Motors, hashtag Gondam, one of our strategic pillars, we will pursue electrification in North America efficiently while taking advantage of the respective strengths of both companies. Whoa, so you guys, if you haven't heard it on my channel before, I should be wearing my Gondam shirt. This is a blue shirt. I didn't realize we would be talking about Gondam in depth today, but Honda and GM getting more and more similar in the coming years, here in North America anyways. Honda and GM are jointly developing 2 large-size EVs using GM's Ultium batteries. We are planning to introduce these models to North America market as model year 2024 vehicles. So they're going to come out in 2023. That's 2 years from now, if you guys didn't know. It's 2021. Anyway, from one Honda brand and the other, the Acura brand. The Honda brand supposedly supposed to be made in Mexico, alongside other GM EVs, and the Acura brand is supposed to be made in Tennessee, I believe, alongside of the Cadillac Lyriq and other Cadillac EVs. Starting from the second half of the 2020s, so 2025 and later, Honda will launch a series of new EV models which adopt e-architecture, a completely new EV platform led by Honda. These EV models will be introduced to the North American market and then to other regions of the world. Okay, so they're going to be coming out with their own skateboard platform, essentially. Toyota has their eTNGA, and it looks like Honda's just a little bit behind here in the later half of the 2020s, where Toyota is going to be in the early half in 2022, maybe even late 2021 with the BZ4X. So Honda's probably 5 years behind Toyota at this point in time for electrification. And I think they'll be okay. I don't think there's going to be that big of a drop in demand for internal combustion engines here in the United States in the next decade, but it will be interesting to see how fast everything changes. In China, it's going to have the same ratio of EVs and dates as the United States, which is kind of surprising because China's really forward with electric vehicles. But maybe it's because of Honda's motorbikes that it's changing the percentages very drastically. They will introduce 10 Honda brand EV models within 5 years. And the SUV e-prototype is scheduled to go on sale in the spring of 2022. That I don't think was introduced to, or at least known to us before this press release. So SUV E going on sale in China in spring 2022. alongside the BZ4X counterpart to Toyota. So it'll be interesting to see how those electric SUVs stack up. They want to use local resources as much as possible, including their collaboration with CATL for the supply of the batteries. If this is more of a challenge for Honda on themselves, they say we will strive. Doesn't mean they'll actually hit these numbers. It means that they will probably get really, really close. So, but it's interesting that their adoption of 20% by 2030 is lower in Japan than it is in North America and China. Their first introduction of an EV model in the K-car segment in 2024, so they're a ways off there. For the procurement of batteries, they'll strive for local production and local procurement approach in Japan. I would say Panasonic is the most likely candidate, but there are other battery makers in Japan as well. In the area of mobility services, they are aiming to introduce the Cruise Origin, an electric self-driving vehicle Honda is currently developing jointly with General Motors and Cruise in the Japanese mobility services market in the mid-2020s. And they'll be testing development in Japan this year. Very interesting. Volkswagen, Toyota, BMW, etc. are working hard to figure out solid-state batteries, and Honda is going to be doing the same. Check this out. Honda is conducting independent research on all solid-state batteries as the next-generation batteries, which will realize high capacity and low cost. We'll undertake the verification of production technology using a demonstration line starting this fiscal year. They will begin accelerating this research with aim to make all solid-state batteries available for their new vehicles to be introduced in the second half of the 2020s. Guys, it's coming. It's coming. It's really exciting. I know a lot of you guys are going to say, well, I don't believe it until it's actually here. But you know, the Japanese, they don't make lofty claims that often. So if they say they're working on something or close to something and they have a really good idea of when it's going to be, that's probably 99% sure that's when it's going to be. Electrification of motorcycle products. This is exciting for me. I love motorcycles. Can't wait to get one down here in Florida now that I'm living down here. Oh, can't wait. Anyways, Honda will strive to lead the motorcycle industry at the forefront of the environmental initiatives with an approach which will include not only electrification but also the improvement of fuel efficiency of gasoline engines, utilization of biofuels, and other strategies. The key to successful electrification of the motorcycle products is to consider the battery, which is still expensive, separately from the motorcycle. And developed countries where electrification is strong demand by society will pursue electrification using their mobile power pack by targeting their business to business and business to government customers. For personal use customers, we must not only enhance our product lineup, but also make a large number of battery swapping stations available and ensure convenience to users by making them compatible with EVs and other makers. Well, they've already talked about how they're teaming up. All those people I mentioned before, KTM, Vespa, Kawasaki, Suzuki, Yamaha, etc. So they're going to be introducing the Gyro E and Gyro Canopy E in the area of business use bikes. So check out these things. But those gyros are coming out this year, and they're going to introduce 3 new EV models in the area of personal use in classes with engine sizes below 50 cc's and below 125 cc's by 2024. So you can see really small electric scooters here and a small Grom-like electric motorcycle, which would be roughly that 125 cc class. They have plans to introduce products in the fun area as well. So like 600 cc to 1000 cc class sort of acceleration, maybe even faster since we're talking electric, but they're planning to introduce that, but not by 2024. But the Honda Grom Electric, or whatever they're going to call it, is going to be here in 2024. That's pretty cool. Now, I'm not going to read about fuel cell for Honda right now. We're going to talk about other things. I could read all about this, but we need to get over to the Toyota hydrogen engine. That's pretty cool. Toyota developing hydrogen engine technologies through motorsports. They're essentially taking a GR Yaris 1.6 liter 3-cylinder engine, and they're using compressed hydrogen to fuel the thing. I just think it's really cool, and it'll allow motorsports to keep going in the age of renewable energy and renewable fuels and things like that. So no CO2 emissions. I think there's nitrous oxide emissions from it still, but still no CO2, which is, I guess, a good thing. And yeah, they're going to be having motorsports in the future, and they're already putting this in motorsports now. Check this out. The first race will be the Super Taikyu Series 2021, powered by Hankook Round 3, blah, 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 blah. So they're already doing it this May, later May. They're having a hydrogen-powered internal combustion engine and a GR Yaris-like vehicle. So guys, pretty exciting. Motorsports will never die. We need an internal combustion engine to survive for that reason alone, just to have some excitement in our cars, to have some passion, some spirit, some identity left in the cars instead of everything just being smooth, quiet, boring, fast, efficient. Yeah, but this is cool. This is exciting. It gives me hope for the future of motorsports. But guys, I talked a ton about Honda today, largely because I didn't even know Honda was having such a big announcement today in terms of going EV, fuel cell vehicle, pretty much by in 2040 in the entire world. And it'll be exciting to see how much changes and how fast for Honda. They're not messing around anymore. And the Land Cruiser, guys, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell icon, because the announcement could be any day, and we're going to continue to get more and more leaks, and I'm probably going to feature it almost every single day in this car until this car is officially announced. So guys, I'll leave it there. Thank you so much for your support. I'll see you in the next video. Take care of yourselves, and peace out.